Hello guys, it's Johnny time and welcome to another decentralized finance tutorial. Today we will learn an amazing strategy, stablecoin strategy without impermanent loss, with a very low risk to make returns and yields of 0.3% a day. This is around 200% yearly return on stablecoins, tokens that are pegged to the US dollar, USDC, DAI, and more tokens. So this is amazing on Fantom Ecosystem. I love Fantom Ecosystem, and once in a while I'm posting this kind of strategies of stablecoins. I love DeFi, and here's in this channel I'm sharing with you the best strategies to make nice yield on stablecoins and on other interesting opportunities in other chains and other projects. And if this is something that's interesting for you, make sure to subscribe and click the bell notification button, so when I post this kind of amazing strategies you can get educated and learn how to do them. Now without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so for this strategy we will use Fantom Ecosystem. You will need to have your stablecoins on Fantom blockchain. If you don't have any coins on Fantom and you want to get started with Fantom, check out my other videos, other tutorials of how to bridge to Fantom, how to add it to MetaMask, etc. Fantom is an EVM compatible chain, and I will put links in the description below to all the relevant tutorial. Now, once you have your stablecoins in Fantom, if it's DAI, USDC or USDT, whatever, as you can see here, I have DAI and USDC. What you're gonna do, you're gonna use money markets in order to lend your dollars. The money market that I use is Geist Finance. This is one of the biggest money markets on Fantom chain, and actually I just found that there are better rates on Iron Bank, but I already did it on Geist. Maybe I will Swift and change it. So what I'm actually doing here, I'm basically depositing my stable coins into the Geist Finance platform. I'm basically lending my dollars. I'm gonna lend my dollars, my DAI and USDC, all right? And on this DAI and USDC, I'm gonna get some return, not very high, 1.3% APY on DAI and 0.8 on USDC. By the way, this is the reason that I want to switch to Iron Bank, because the rates there are much better on stablecoins. Now, using this kind of stablecoins that I basically lended to the protocol, I can borrow against it Fantom. And as you can see here on the right, I'm borrowing Fantom, around 4,100 Fantom, around $9,000. And I'm gonna pay for it interest. And the interest that I'm gonna pay is 6% a year, which means that because I'm taking assets from the protocol, I need to pay interest. Like you take a loan from your bank, you pay interest 6%, but I can get higher rewards. And I will show you in a moment how I get higher rewards on this kind of Fantom that I borrowed from the protocol. By the way guys, if you find this video interesting and you want to get exposed to more videos and become DeFi master here with me in Johnny Time, make sure to subscribe and click the bell notification button. Also check out my other videos. I have so many playlists divided by categories, by ecosystem, by protocols, and you can get exposed to so much free educational content and get involved in your DeFi journey here with me. Also, if you have any questions or you want to join the Johnny Time family on Discord, check the link in the description below. We have so many channels where people help each other. We have general chat, support, farms and pools, stablecoins, NFTs, suggestions. If you have any interesting protocol that you want me to make a video about and do some research, this is the community for you. Join in the links in the description below. And if you don't know, I'm doing anything here for free. Anything, because my goal is to get people educated and spread the word and help people get into DeFi and crypto. And this is my value to the world. And if you want to support me and help me scale up this channel by hiring editors and people that will help me out to create basically more quality content, please consider joining my Patreon and donating a small amount of money every month, because everyone can donate a small amount of money, and using this money I will be able to create more amazing content for you. And if I helped you, if you appreciate my work here, then just consider doing it. And 10% of all the income I'm gonna donate, because I always believe in donation and helping people and bringing value to this world. So you can get assured that 10% of all the donations on your money that you're gonna put here, if it's a $10 tier, 20, 30, 100 or whatever you put, gonna be donated, and 90% gonna be directly into the growth of this channel. Thank you so much, and now let's get back to the video. Now here on the top, this is super important to see. You have your dashboard and your borrowing information. This is very, very important to understand the parameters here, because money markets have the risk of liquidation, and you want to get into a position when you get liquidated, because there is usually a penalty between 5 to 10% on your USDC. So what happens is that you borrow Fantom assets, and if the Fantom is appreciating and going and climbing higher in price, this means that you owe more money to the protocol, until if you owe more money than you deposited, what the protocol is going to do, it's going to liquidate your stablecoins, and you want to avoid it. So how you avoid it? First of all, you don't take too much risk. You don't borrow too much Fantom, because Fantom is a volatile asset. Of course, its market cap is quite big. It's on the top 30 coins and coin market cap, and it will be hard to move it. It's not that volatile. It is volatile, but the spikes are not crazy. So that's why I think that this strategy is nice. But I like to keep my loan to value, LTV. You can see here this kind of parameter, loan to value, between 60 to 70%. This is a safe for me, because if I go above 70, and if I wake up one day and Fantom is appreciating in 30%, going up in price, then I might get liquidated, and my USDC and DAI might get liquidated, and will pay penalty. That's why you want to keep your LTV low and balance it once in a while. So if the Fantom price goes up and you see your LTV, basically your loan is getting bigger and bigger, you have two options. One, to pay back some Fantom. We'll see in a moment how to do it. Or to add more collateral, add more USDC or DAI. So this is very important to understand the money markets and how this kind of current LTV, health factor, this is basically the health factor. It shows you how risky you are. I like to be on the orange area, not make it become red. And you can see I didn't use even more my borrowing power. I can borrow 20% more, but I don't want to borrow that much. So you can see that I borrowed only 8.7K, and I gave around 14K USDC, because this is my safe place. Now that you have your 8.7K Fantom, it might be you can do it with $1,000, $10,000, depends on your portfolio. What we're gonna do is basically we're gonna sell 50% on the Fantom, but we don't want to sell it to USDC, because that means that we are shorting Fantom. Because if you borrow Fantom and then you sell it right after, this is called shorting. You're basically shorting Fantom, and you are betting on Fantom price to go down. We don't want to do it, and we don't want to get exposure to the volatility of Fantom. So we're gonna sell it for TOMB. TOMB is basically a project. You can probably you heard about it. TOMB Finance. It's basically algorithmic stablecoin that pegged to the Fantom price. So you can see it right now. One TOMB worth 1.02 Fantom. And if you look at a chart of TOMB and Fantom, basically all the TOMBs are backed by Fantom, and it's algorithmically pegged to the Fantom. So TOMB and Fantom all the time supposed to be on the same price. There are slightly difference. You can see right now that TOMB is 2.16 and Fantom 2.09. But if you look at a chart of the 90 days, you can see that actually it's quite safe and it's pegged to the Fantom. So you can say that one TOMB equals one Fantom. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna sell 50% on your TOMB Finance, your Fantom, sorry, to TOMB. How are you gonna do it? You're basically gonna go to SpookySwap, which is the biggest AMM index on Fantom. You're gonna select here Fantom, and on the other side TOMB Finance, TOMB, I don't know. And then you sell 50% of your borrowed Fantom to TOMB. Now you have 50 and 50% TOMB Fantom. And the next thing what you're gonna do is add liquidity here on SpookySwap of Fantom and DOM. You need to provide the exact same amount, because when you add liquidity in DEXs and AMMs, you need to provide 50% of asset A and 50% on asset B. That's why you're gonna sell 50% of your borrowed Fantom to TOMB, and then you add liquidity of Fantom TOMB. Now the cool thing about it is that actually if you go to TOMB Finance and into the symmetry, you can earn t-shirt by TOMB Fantom liquidity. And look at this APR, 113% APR not compounded. This is daily 0.3% a day. So you can stake your liquidity pool tokens of TOMB and Fantom, and remember, there is no impermanent loss here because TOMB is pegged to Fantom. The price is not changing, so there will not be any impermanent loss. It's like adding USDC and DAI, two stable coins. This is the exact same thing, or Ether and wrapped Ether, all right? So this is very, very cool, and you can add the liquidity points here, liquidity pool tokens here, and get this kind of amazing rewards on T-shirt. But the problem here is that it's not compounded. This is problem one, and problem two is basically that you are exposed to T-shirt. Your rewards are in T-shirt token, which means that you need every once in a while to harvest them, sell them, maybe add it to Geist Finance or whatever you want to do with it. So the solution for this is actually using B5 Finance. That's what I'm doing. So as you can see, I'm staking my TOMB Fantom liquidity pool tokens on B5 Finance. What B5 Finance actually does is compounding automatically the rewards for me. So every time, every once in a while, I think twice a day, the protocol itself is gonna harvest my rewards from TOMB Finance. It basically uses, you can see here, SpookySwap TOMB, and it's gonna harvest my T-shirts, sell them, rebuy TOMB and Fantom with them, and then restake it in the protocol. So the value will go higher and higher, and you can see now that my APR is converted to APY, and that's how my rewards are much higher. So if you want to look at the numbers, let's say that you provided liquidity, you provided your money, you lended your money on Geist, and you borrowed 60% out of it. So if we pull the calculator, let's open the calculator, and let's say that you're paying here interest of 6% APY. So this is your interest, but you don't pay it on the actually on all your money, not on the 14K, but only the money that you borrowed. I'm not even counting the APY that you get from the DAI and the USDC because this is quite low. So I'm only considering this kind of APY. So if you take this 6% interest that you pay and you're gonna reduce it from the 207, let's even round it down and let's say that we are doing actually 200% APY because you're gonna pay this interest 6%. Here is 206, 208, so it's 202, but I'm gonna get onto like less nice scenario. So let's say it's 200% APY. But remember, you're not gonna earn this 200% on all your capital, but only on 60% of it because you borrow only 60%. You can borrow, of course, 80%, but this is a bit more risky. I'm borrowing 60%. So you're gonna make this 200% only on 60%, so multiply by 0.6, all right? 0.6, because you're borrowing only on 60% of your deposited value, which means that you are making 120% on stable coins. This is 10% a month, and this is nuts. This is why I love DeFi, and this is why I love educating DeFi, because this is amazing. I'm excited every day when I find out about these strategies and I learn about them, and I love sharing it with you guys to give you the opportunity to enjoy from it as well. Now let's talk about the risks. So risk number one is actually Fantom going higher in price, and you might get liquidated. That's why you want to monitor all the time your LTV and make sure that you are not, your loan is not getting bigger. And if you see that it goes above 80%, that's what I would do. You basically gonna go here, remove some TOMB and Fantom, sell TOMB to Fantom, and then pay back your Fantom. That's what I would do to balance it out. But your rewards are already making you money every day, 0.3%. So if you put $10,000, you make 10% of that month. This is $1,000 a month on $10,000. In some countries, this is more than enough, much better than banks, much better than real estate. In real estate, sometimes you make 10% a year, but in DeFi, you can make 10% a month. And so this is right. This is risk number one, basically liquidation. Now, risk number two is that you are counting on smart contracts. You are counting on Geist Finance smart contract. You are counting on SpookySwap smart contracts and B5 Finance smart contracts. Smart contracts sometimes are getting hacked, and this is something important to understand. Now, in that case, I don't believe B5 is here for a while, Geist Finance is here for a while, and SpookySwap and TOMB are here for a while. So I think this risk is quite low, and I'm willing to take it for 10% monthly return on my stablecoins. So this is risk number two. Risk number three is actually that TOMB will not be pegged to Fantom, and there will be some some kind of flaw in the protocol of TOMB Finance and suddenly it will crash or something. But again, I don't think that this is actually a very high risk, because if you read about TOMB, we are not going to get into technical how TOMB work and how it's backed by Fantom and how the algorithm works there. There is almost $1 billion in this protocol, and it's quite safe, and you can see that for 90 days it's always pegged to Fantom, and there were no flaws. So this is my strategy, and I'm super excited about it, and that's why I wanted to share it with you guys so you can get educated and do it as well and make passive income on your stablecoins on US dollars. Now, let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and if you like this video, subscribe and smash the like button so when I post more videos, the algorithm will show you for you, because there are so many opportunities in DeFi, and every time I'm making new videos, when I come up with these amazing strategies, and you want to make sure that you find them and do them and like learn from them when I share them. I'm doing DeFi full-time job, and I'm here for you to give you this kind of value. Thank you for watching and thank you for your support, and I will see you in the next tutorials. Bye bye.